They saw her as a ghost among the shelves. Just a librarian. Quiet, invisible, surrounded by dust and silence. What that arrogant billionaire didn't know. She wasn't just guarding books. She was the secret guardian of his entire bloodline. On one side Kathryn Perkins, a woman living a quiet life. On the other Gilbert Roberson, a rich man ready to demolish her building for a deal. He had no idea who he was messing with. Have you ever been completely underestimated? Judged by your cover before anyone even read the first page? This is what happens when raw power underestimates true strength. Get ready, because this is no simple love story or cheap romance. This is the story of a family secret Kathryn Perkins swore to protect. It's an emotional journey of destiny and a secret identity about to collide with a shocking reality. The stakes are sky high. We're talking drama, being humiliated in public, and a plot twist so wild it feels like a surprise. This story is life-changing, heart-touching, and could lead to redemption. Or total ruin. If you believe that honor and true love are stronger than any fortune, you've found your community. Comment secret below if you're already hooked. Like this video as a sign that you value courage. Share this with someone who loves a shocking twist. And most importantly, subscribe and hit that bell, because you won't want to miss a single second of what happens next. You see, in the cold, corporate world of Gilbert Roberson, everything had a price tag. The sprawling city library, a relic of brick and ivy, was just another number on a spreadsheet. He arrived that Tuesday, flanked by men in suits, expecting to finalize the demolition. He was, after all, a billionaire, and the world bent to his will. The plan was simple: flatten the past, build a sterile glass tower, and get richer. He didn't even bother to go inside, he just waited by his limousine, impatient. But Gilbert Roberson hadn't accounted for Kathryn Perkins. She wasn't on his radar. When she emerged, not with tears or pleas, but with a spine made of steel, the entire encounter went off script. She looked, for all intents and purposes, like a simple librarian. Her clothes were modest, her hair tied back, but her eyes held a fire that no rich man could buy. She held a single, thin folder and stood squarely in the path of the bulldozer's shadow. "Excuse me," Gilbert sighed, checking his watch, "this property is condemned. You need to leave." He barely looked at her. To him, she was just a momentary delay, an administrative hiccup. He motioned for his security to handle the drama. But the men stopped when Kathryn Perkins spoke. Her voice wasn't loud, but it cut through the morning air like a surgeon's scalpel, clear and precise. "No," she said. Just no. It was a word Gilbert Roberson rarely heard. He finally turned his full attention to her. "I'm sorry, I don't think you understand," he said, stepping closer, using the condescending tone that usually worked. "I own this block. You are trespassing." Kathryn didn't flinch. "On the contrary, Mr. Roberson. You don't understand." It was the surprise on his face, the sheer audacity of this. This librarian. That made the moment stretch. He was genuinely baffled. This wasn't part of the deal. And then, she dropped the bombshell. It wasn't loud, it wasn't theatrical. It was a statement of fact, delivered with the weight of generations. "You cannot tear down this building," Kathryn stated, opening the folder. "Because I am the secret guardian of the Roberson bloodline, and this building is the key to your entire family's destiny." What a mess. The billionaire just stared, his mind trying to process the words. Secret guardian. Bloodline. Was this a joke? The silence that followed was shocking. His legal team shifted, unsure of the protocol for dealing with delusions. Gilbert Roberson, a man who commanded boardrooms and crushed competitors, was momentarily speechless. This librarian was claiming to be what? Some mystical protector of his family's secret? The absurdity of it was almost comical, yet her dead serious expression told him this wasn't performance. This was a shocking declaration. He finally let out a short, barky laugh. It was a sound devoid of humor, a pure expression of disbelief and irritation. This was going to be more drama than had anticipated. He thought he was just fighting zoning laws, not stepping into some bizarre fairy tale. The secret guardian? He repeated, the words dripping with sarcasm. He had no idea, not really, that this emotional, life-changing confrontation was just the beginning. This quiet librarian, Kathryn Perkins, had just drawn a line in the sand. She wasn't just protecting a building, she was protecting a legacy he didn't even know existed. The first plot twist of his day had arrived, and Gilbert Roberson absolutely hated it. He looked at her, really looked at her, and saw an obstacle. He had no clue he was actually looking at the one person who held the truth to his entire secret identity. Right, so Gilbert's patience, already thinner than veneer, evaporated. In his world, people like Kathryn Perkins were footnotes, not main characters. He saw a stubborn, low-level employee, a librarian who didn't know her place. Look, he said, pinching the bridge of his nose, I appreciate your enthusiasm. Your passion for your job. It's heart-touching. But I have a billion-dollar deal on the line, and this little fantasy of yours isn't going to stop it. His tone was poison wrapped in silk. He gestured dismissively at the ancient building. Let's be real. This place is a dump. You're talking about legacy and a bloodline? My family's legacy is in skyscrapers, in progress, in billions. He actually scoffed. The drama of her claim was, to him, an insult to his intelligence. This wasn't some epic love story or a noble quest, it was a disgruntled worker trying to save her job. He saw it as pathetic, a desperate, emotional plea. His legal team, taking their cue, stepped forward. They were sharks, smelling the blood in the water, ready to tear this librarian apart. Gilbert Roberson waved them off, wanting to handle this himself. I don't know what kind of romance novel you've been reading, Ms. Perkins, he sneered. But secret guardian? Family secret? It sounds like something a lonely librarian would invent to feel important. The cruelty was intentional, designed to make her small. Kathryn Perkins, however, just stood there, her calm utterly unshaken. This, of course, only infuriated the rich man more. He hated being ignored. He hated not being in control. You're standing in the way of progress, he spat. Whatever little oath you think you took, it's irrelevant. Money talks. And I'm offering a very loud conversation. He truly believed that. He believed this was just another negotiation that had started badly. Wow. He was so wrapped up in his own ego, he couldn't see the truth if it hit him. He mocked her fairy tales, as he called them, telling his team she was probably crazy. This is why you don't let the help get comfortable, he muttered, loud enough for her to hear. He was trying to get a rise out of her, trying to provoke the emotional outburst he expected. He wanted tears. He wanted her to prove she was just a dusty, irrelevant nobody.
But Kathryn just held his gaze. She didn't argue. She didn't defend herself. She just waited. Her silence was a mirror, and Gilbert didn't like the reflection. This quiet integrity was something his money couldn't touch, and it scared him. This wasn't a drama he knew how to manage. This librarian was an anomaly, a variable he couldn't solve. Her secret identity was, for now, a shield he couldn't penetrate. He was a billionaire used to breaking things, markets, competitors, rules. He looked at Kathryn Perkins and saw one more thing to be broken. He didn't understand that she wasn't brittle, she was forged. He thought he was dealing with a minor inconvenience. He had no idea this plot twist was actually a life-changing event, the beginning of a story that would redefine his entire existence, a story that might lead to redemption. He turned away, disgusted. Fine, have it your way. We'll do this the hard way. He snapped his fingers at his team. Get the injunction. Get her arrested for trespassing. I don't care. Just get this librarian out of my sight. He was used to winning. He couldn't imagine a world where the secret guardian of his bloodline was about to hand him his first real defeat. This wasn't a love story, it was war. So, what does Kathryn Perkins do? Does she panic? Does she call a lawyer? Nope. She just nods once, as if Gilbert Roberson were a fussy patron, and turns around. She walks back inside the library, the heavy oak doors closing with a soft, definitive thud. It was without a doubt the most shocking and anticlimactic response the billionaire had ever received. He was left fuming on the sidewalk, looking like a fool. Inside, the library was her sanctuary. The air smelled of old paper and beeswax. Kathryn didn't go to an office. She went straight to the history aisle. She began reshelving books, her movements calm, practiced, and serene. It wasn't an act. She was genuinely unfazed. His threats were just noise like traffic outside. They couldn't touch the reality of her promise, a promise that was etched into the very foundation of the building. You have to understand, her role as secret guardian wasn't a game. It wasn't a secret identity she had invented. It was an inheritance, a sacred trust passed down through her bloodline for centuries. Her family had served the Roberson family's true purpose long before they became grotesquely wealthy. She wasn't protecting Gilbert Roberson, the rich man. She was protecting the Roberson legacy from him. What a plot twist. This ancient oath bound her integrity. It was a family secret she had carried her whole life. While Gilbert was busy building an empire of glass, she was protecting something far more valuable. The library wasn't just a building, it was a vault. Its walls contained the real Roberson story, the true purpose of their bloodline. And it was her job to wait for an heir who was worthy, not just wealthy. This was a life-changing responsibility. Her work was quiet, methodical. She continued her tasks, helping the few patrons who wandered in, running her community programs. She was the picture of a dedicated librarian. But beneath that quiet exterior was a guardian bound by destiny. She knew Gilbert would be back. She knew this was just the first move in a very dangerous game of chess. The drama was only beginning, but she had the high ground. She wasn't motivated by money or by romance. She was motivated by duty. This was a heart-touching level of dedication. She was, in essence, a living testament to a promise made by her ancestor to his. This wasn't a simple love story between two people. It was a love story for a legacy, for the soul of a family. And Kathryn Perkins was its last line of defense against the very billionaire who was supposed to be its heir. Think about that for a second. What in your life would you defend with that level of calm? Drop a word in the comments for what you call that kind of integrity. To Kathryn, it was just her life. She knew the rich man saw her as irrelevant. But she also knew a shocking truth. Without her, the Roberson name meant nothing. She was the keeper of the flame, and she'd be damned if she let this arrogant heir blow it out. She was playing the long game. Gilbert was thinking about the next quarter. She was thinking about the next century. The billionaire had sent his lawyers, his money, and his threats. Kathryn Perkins, a librarian, just had her oath. And for now, that was more than enough. The surprise was on him. He just didn't know it yet. He was about to find out that the secret guardian was anything but low-level. Okay, so Gilbert's legal team hits a snag. The building's charter is complicated. So, Gilbert Roberson decides a pivot. If the stick doesn't work, try the carrot. A very, very big carrot. He doesn't go himself this time. He sends the smoothest executive, a man who could sell ice in a blizzard. He finds Kathryn Perkins in the children's reading nook of all places, reading to a small group of kids. Can you picture the scene? The executive waits impatiently until the story is over. He approaches her with a silver briefcase and a smile that doesn't reach his eyes. "Ms. Perkins," he says, his voice oozing false sincerity. "Mr. Roberson admires your commitment. He understands his building is emotional for you. He wants to make this transition easier." He clicks the briefcase open, revealing not stacks of cash, but a single, crisp cashier's check. He slides it onto the small reading table. The number written on it is staggering. It's life-changing money, enough to buy a dozen houses, to never work another day. "This is for you," the exec says softly. "A token of Mr. Roberson's appreciation. All you have to do is walk away." Forget these guardian stories. Forget the family secret. Just go. He genuinely believes this is checkmate. This billionaire thought he could buy her silence. Kathryn Perkins looks at the check. She doesn't gasp. Her eyes don't widen. She doesn't even hesitate. She just picks it up, looks the executive dead in the eye, and with one clean motion, tears it right down the middle. And then again, and again, she lets the small white pieces of a life-changing fortune flutter onto the polished floor. The executive's smile freezes, then shatters. It's a total surprise. Wow. I mean, wow. Let's be honest for a second. If you were offered enough money to solve all your problems, would you tear it up for a principal? Put a yes or no in the comments. It's a tough call, right? But for Kathryn, it wasn't a choice. It was an insult. It was the rich man assuming her integrity, her bloodline, her oath. All had a price. Had just proven he understood nothing. The executive is stunned. He's speechless. He's never seen anyone refuse that kind of money. You tore it up, he stammers, as if his brain can't compute the action. That was $10 million. Kathryn simply brushes the paper dust from her hands. Please inform Mr. Roberson, she says, her voice still quiet, that my library and my integrity are not for sale. When the executive reports back to Gilbert Roberson, the billionaire is, for the second time, floored, stunned. Had built his entire life on the principle that everyone has a price. It was the golden rule of his world. And this librarian, this quiet, unassuming librarian, just broke it. It was a shocking development. It was more than defiance. It was a rejection of his entire belief system. This act changes things. For Gilbert, it's no longer just a business deal. It's personal. This secret guardian is not just stubborn, she's incorruptible. And that makes her dangerous. The drama just escalated. He's infuriated, yes, but beneath that, for the first time, there's a tiny, unwelcome spark of respect. He hadn't just humiliated himself with a failed bribe, had discovered his opponent was a queen, not a pawn. All right, the carrot strategy failed. Miserably. So, Gilbert Roberson goes back to the stick. But this time, it's not a stick, it's a legal battering ram. He unleashes his entire legal team to sharks, the most ruthless, high-priced corporate lawyers in the city. Their mission bury Kathryn Perkins in so much paper, threaten her with so much legal action that she buckles. They descend on the library, armed with injunctions, seasoned as orders and lawsuits. They find her, as usual, at her desk, cataloging new arrivals. They surround her, a phalanx of dark suits in the quiet sanctuary of books. The lead lawyer, a woman known for making CEOs cry, lays out the case. They accuse her of trespassing, of squatting, of delusional interference with a lawful enterprise. They threaten her with prison, with financial ruin, with wage garnishment for the rest of her meager librarian life. It's a brutal, emotional onslaught. They expect her to crumble. They expect tears begging, a desperate call to some underpaid public defender. Instead, Kathryn Perkins just listens. Patiently. When they're finally done, after a solid 10-minute tirade of threats, she looks up from her computer. Are you finished? She asks politely. The lead lawyer, taken aback, just nods. Good, Kathryn says. She stands, walks to a locked drawer, and pulls out a single leather-bound document. It's not a file. It's an artifact. It's a centuries-old legal charter, written on vellum, bearing the original wax-sealed signature of the city's founder and the first Roberson ancestor. She places it on the desk. You'll want to read Article 4, Section 2. She says calmly, it's the one concerning the guardianship of the Roberson Trust and Archive, which supersedes all private and corporate land use claims in perpetuity. Checkmate. The lawyers, scoffing, begin to read. And the drama. Oh, the drama is delicious. Their faces, one by one, go from arrogant to confused to pale. They read it again. They check the seals. They realize, with dawning horror, that this isn't a fake. It's an ironclad, original, legally binding charter. It states, in no uncertain terms, that the building and its content are under the sole protection of the designated secret guardian, her blood lineage, until the Roberson heir proves moral worth. What a plot twist. Their injunctions? Useless. Their threats? Empty. Their billion-dollar lawsuit? Dead on arrival. This librarian hasn't just brought a knife to a gunfight. She's brought a tactical nuke. The family secret wasn't just a story, it was a legal trap laid centuries ago. Kathryn Perkins' secret identity wasn't just a title, it was a position of immense, ancient legal power. Gilbert Roberson didn't own the building. He was just a billionaire, trespassing on her protected land. The legal team is speechless, humiliated. They've just been schooled by a librarian with a document older than their entire law firm. They gather their worthless papers, mumble something about reviewing, and beat a hasty retreat. They have to go back to the rich man and tell him that his billions mean nothing. They have to tell him he's been outmaneuvered by a woman he dismissed as a nobody. Kathryn, meanwhile, simply takes her ancient charter, locks it back in the drawer, and returns to her cataloging. This shocking victory was, to her, just another day at the office. She's the secret guardian of the Roberson bloodline. She knew the law, she knew the family secret, and she knew that Gilbert Roberson, for all his power, was just a boy playing a sandbox he didn't understand. The surprise on his face would be priceless. So, Gilbert is furious. He's been blocked legally and financially. The billionaire is used to getting his way, and this is a problem. But it's his fiancée, a woman named Cynthia, who truly escalates the drama. She's cut from the same cloth as Gilbert, cold, materialistic, and utterly ruthless. She sees Kathryn Perkins not as a legal threat, but as an embarrassment, a librarian who is making her future husband look weak. Cynthia decides to handle things her way. She arranges for Kathryn to be invited to her, summoned to the annual city Founders Gala. It's a glittering, high-profile event filled with the city's elite. Kathryn, suspecting a trap but bound by the charter's rules of engagement, attends. She wears her one good, simple dress, a stark contrast to the diamonds and designer gowns. She looks like a librarian. And that's exactly what Cynthia wanted. Halfway through the night, Cynthia corners her. With a glass of champagne in hand and a crowd listening, she unleashes. "Oh! Look, everyone," she announces, her voice dripping with venom. It's the famous librarian. "Tell me, dear, what's it like playing make-believe in your little dusty house of books?" It's a public ambush. Kathryn Perkins is suddenly the center of attention, a deer in headlights. Cynthia circles her, predatory. "You're just a dusty, irrelevant nobody." The words are sharp, designed to cut deep. You're clinging to some pathetic family secret because you have nothing. You're trying to stop progress. You're trying to blackmail my fiancé. She turns to the crowd. She's just a crazy woman standing in the way of the future. Kathryn is publicly, brutally humiliated. She just stands there, her face pale, absorbing the attack. Wow, that's low. That's a new kind of low. If you were Kathryn, what's the one-word reply you'd give? Just one word. Gilbert Roberson is watching this whole thing from across the room. He should be pleased, right? His fiancée is doing his dirty work, tearing down a librarian who's caused him so much trouble. And at first, he smirks. But then, something shifts. He watches Kathryn Perkins. She doesn't cry. She doesn't scream. She doesn't even look angry. She just holds Cynthia's gaze with profound, heart-touching sadness. It's not the look of a defeated woman. It's the look of an adult watching a child throw a tantrum. She has a quiet strength, an integrity that makes Cynthia's emotional outburst look cheap, pathetic, and for the first time, Gilbert Roberson feels a pang of shame. He's a rich man, a billionaire, and he's allowed this bullying. He's part of it. He sees Cynthia's cruelty, and for a split second, it disgusts him. He's beginning to see Kathryn not as an obstacle, but as something else, someone real. This public humiliation was meant to break her, but instead, it's starting to break his certainty. The love story. Well, it's not a love story yet, not even close. But this shocking moment of drama is the first time Gilbert sees Kathryn Perkins as a person, not a problem. This plot twist is internal. He's ashamed, and that shame is a life-changing crack in the armor of the billionaire he used to be. He doesn't act, not yet. He lets the humiliation happen. But the destiny of their relationship just took its first, tiny step. Gilbert is conflicted. The gala left a bad taste in his mouth. The humiliation he witnessed didn't feel like a victory. This librarian, Kathryn Perkins, is under his skin. She's not behaving like he expected. She's not motivated by money. She's not intimidated by power. And she's not broken by shame. So what the hell drives her? Frustrated and, if he's honest, intrigued, the billionaire decides to find out. He doesn't use his lawyers. He doesn't use his fiancée. He hires a private investigator, the best, and tells him to dig up everything on Kathryn Perkins. I want to know where she eats, where she sleeps, who she talks to. Gilbert demands. Find her weakness. Find the family secret she's really hiding. He's expecting to find debt, a disgruntled ex-lover, something to use as leverage. The P.I. tails her for a week, and the report he brings back to Gilbert Roberson is not what he expected. It's a surprise, a shocking one. There's no dirt, no leverage. Kathryn Perkins lives a life of almost monastic simplicity. She lives in a tiny apartment above a bakery. She has no car. She walks to the library every single day. She has no social life to speak of. She is, in short, exactly what she appears to be, a quiet, dedicated librarian. But there is a secret. The P.I. followed her one night, long after the library was closed. She wasn't meeting a secret lover. She was meeting a food bank truck. It turns out Kathryn Perkins secretly runs a charity, right out of the library's basement. She's been using a significant portion of her own small salary, her meager librarian pay, to fund a food pantry and a tutoring program for the neighborhood's poorest kids. Wow. Just wow. This isn't just a plot twist. It's a character assassination of his entire image of her. The woman his fiancée called a dusty, irrelevant nobody is. A saint. She's not clinging to the building for herself. She's protecting the people who depend on it. This heart-touching revelation hits Gilbert like a physical blow. He's been trying to destroy a building that is, for many, a lifeline. He's completely thrown. This secret identity. This guardian. It's not about power, it's about service. This is a life-changing piece of the puzzle. The drama head created now seems petty, even cruel. He, the rich man, the billionaire with endless resources, has been spending his time trying to crush a woman who gives away what little she has to help others. The shame he felt at the gala? It's nothing compared to this. This discovery changes the entire game. Gilbert is no longer fighting a stubborn employee. He's fighting a good person, a genuinely good person. And it's messing with his head. He's been the villain in this story, and he's only just realizing it. This isn't a love story or a romance, but his emotional landscape is shifting. He's starting to see the true love she pours into her community. He feels small, and Gilbert Roberson hates feeling small. His entire bloodline is built on being big, on being powerful. But this librarian, this secret guardian, she has a different kind of power, a quiet, heart-touching power that his money can't buy and his lawyers can't defeat. He has to confront her. He has to understand. This is no longer about the deal. This is about her. So, Gilbert goes to the library, alone. No lawyers, no fiancé, no P.I. It's late after hours. He finds Kathryn Perkins in the basement, organizing cans of soup. The drama of the moment is thick. He's not here as the billionaire bulldozer. He's just a man, confused and angry and ashamed. Why? He demands. His voice is rough. I know about this. The charity. Why do you do it? Why give away your own money? He's agitated, pacing the small basement room. This isn't part of the secret guardian job description, is it? Or is this all part of the act? The noble librarian? What's your angle, Kathryn? He's demanding answers because the world, as he knows it, doesn't make sense anymore. He needs her to make sense. He's challenging her, almost daring her to be the fraud he needs her to be. Kathryn Perkins looks up from a box of pasta. She studies him for a long moment. He's not the same arrogant rich man who tried to demolish her building. He's lost. He's searching. And for the first time, she decides to show him. Not to tell him, but to show him. "You want to know why I protect this place?" She asks softly. "You want to know the family secret? Come with me." She leads him out of the basement, through the main hall, to a back corner of the archives he never knew existed. There's a section of wall that looks like solid bookshelves. But Kathryn presses a specific buka plot twist worthy of a romance noveland. A panel slides open with a whisper of old mechanics. It reveals a dark, narrow staircase leading down. Gilbert Roberson hesitates. This is it. This is the secret identity of the building. This, she says, is the heart of the bloodline. He follows her down into a small, circular room, lit by a single, low-hanging bulb. It's not a vault of gold. It's a study. On the far wall hangs a portrait. It's not a billionaire in a suit, it's a man in simple 19th century clothes, his face kind but marked by a deep sadness. That, Kathryn says, is Theodore Roberson, your great-great-grandfather, the one who started it all. Gilbert stares. He's never seen this painting. He knows nothing about this man. Kathryn doesn't speak. She just points to a pedestal in the center of the room. On it rests a single, thick, leather-bound journal. He wasn't a rich man, Gilbert, she says, her voice echoing in the small space. He was a librarian. What a shocking revelation. The foundation of his family wasn't a billionaire, it was one of her. She opens the journal. The pages are filled with elegant, faded script. And as Gilbert begins to read, the family secret unravels. It's not a story of triumph, it's a heart-touching story of a devastating family tragedy. Theodore's young son died because the family, then moderately wealthy, refused to pay for experimental medicine, calling it a waste. Theodore, broken, dedicated his life to a new purpose. He created a secret Trust the Roberson bloodline trust with a new, life-changing mission that his family's fortune would never again be used for greed, but for redemption, for philanthropy, for helping those the world dismissed. And he appointed Kathryn's ancestor as the first secret guardian, to protect that fortune from a greedy, cynical heirs he feared would one day come. Heirs, just like Gilbert. This surprise hits Gilbert like a ton of bricks. Gilbert emerges from that hidden room. Different. He's quiet, shaken. The family's secret, the real one, the shocking tragedy of his bloodline has completely upended his reality. He's not just a billionaire, he's a failed heir of a heart-touching legacy. He starts to avoid his fiancée, Cynthia. He cancels meetings about the demolition. He's thinking. And for Cynthia, this change is terrifying. She can feel him slipping away. She's not stupid. She knows this change, this emotional distance, started with that dusty librarian. Kathryn Perkins is no longer just an annoyance. She's a threat to Cynthia's entire future. Her destiny is to be Mrs. Gilbert Roberson, and she will not let a librarian with a sad story derail that. If Gilbert won't destroy her, Cynthia will. She needs to remove Kathryn permanently. The drama that follows is cold, calculated, and cruel. Cynthia knows Gilbert is now protecting Kathryn and the library, so she arranges a reconciliation visit. She goes to the library, feigning a life-changing change of heart. "You were right," she tells Kathryn, her voice dripping with fake empathy. "Gilbert showed me the journal. It's heart-touching. I want to help." Kathryn, bound by duty and hoping for redemption for the family, cautiously accepts the truce. While Kathryn is distracted in the archives, Cynthia strikes. She pulls a priceless Roberson family heirloom from her purse, a small, jewel-encrusted locket belonging to Theodore's wife, which Gilbert had shown her once. It's invaluable both in money and sentiment. Cynthia, quick as a snake, slips it deep into Kathryn's bag, which is sitting by her desk. The trap is set. What a plot twist. Later that day, Cynthia makes a frantic, public call to Gilbert Roberson. She's hysterical. The locket, the one from the hidden room, it's gone. She immediately points the finger. It was her, Gilbert, the librarian. She was the only one there. She fooled us. She fooled you. She insists on calling the police, making a massive public scene. She's framing Kathryn not just for theft, but for the ultimate betrayal of the family secret. Gilbert is torn. His heart, which was just beginning to open to Kathryn and the love story of his ancestors' redemption, is now ripped in two. The romance of the past is colliding with a shocking present. Could Kathryn be a fake? Was the charity, the oath, the secret identity, all just a long con to gain access to the Roberson fortune? Cynthia's accusation is perfect, preying on his deepest seated fear that everyone is, at their core, just as greedy as he was. The police arrive. Cynthia, with crocodile tears, insists they search Kathryn's belongings. "I'm sure I'm wrong," she cries. "But we have to check." Kathryn Perkins is confused, pale, but she agrees. She has nothing to hide. The officer opens her bag and pulls out the locket. The surprise on Kathryn's face is one of pure, devastating shock. She's been humiliated. No, she's been destroyed. Cynthia's face is a mask of tragic "I told you so." "I knew it," she whispers, loud enough for everyone to hear. She's a fraud, a manipulative thief. Kathryn just shakes her head, speechless. "No, I don't." But it's useless. The evidence is right there. This plot twist is masterful. The secret guardian of the Roberson bloodline has just been framed for stealing from it. That's it. That's the moment. For Gilbert Roberson, seeing that locket in Kathryn's bag is the final straw. All his new, fragile trust shattered. The shame he felt, the redemption he was considering, the heart-touching story of his ancestor. It all curdles into bitter, familiar cynicism. Of course it was a lie. Of course she was a fraud. He was a fool, a billionaire fool, taken in by a librarian sob story. Cynthia is right there, stoking the fire. "I'm so sorry, darling," she whispers, clinging to his arm. "I know you wanted to believe in her. We all did." Gilbert looks at Kathryn Perkins, and the warmth that had started to grow in his eyes turns to ice. He sees a manipulative fraud. He sees a woman who used his family's secret against him. He sees a thief. The romance of his family's past is dead. "You," he says, his voice low and dangerous, pointing at Kathryn. "All of it. The secret guardian, the oath, the bloodline. It was all a lie. A long con to get your hands on my family's money." Kathryn tries to speak. "Gilbert, no. I would never. You have to believe me." Her emotional plea, which once might have moved him, now sounds like the desperate excuse of a common criminal. "Believe you?" He scoffs. The rich man persona is slamming back into place like a steel door. "I believed you in that room. I believed that journal. You humiliated me. You used my family's tragedy. For this," he gestures to the locket. He turns to the police. "She's a thief. I want her arrested. I want her prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law." He's not just angry, he's broken, and he's lashing out. This is the ultimate betrayal for Kathryn. It's not the arrest. It's him, the look in his eyes. He, who had seen the truth, read the journal, felt the heart-touching legacy. He's the one condemning her. He's the one who believes she is a fraud. That's what breaks her heart. Not the handcuffs, but the billionaire who has reverted to his cynical self, destroying any hope of redemption. The police lead her out of the library in handcuffs. It's a public spectacle. The librarian, the saint of the neighborhood, arrested for theft. It's shocking. It's a plot twist no one saw coming. Kathryn Perkins, the secret guardian, is defeated. Her secret identity is in ruins. Her name is mud, and her heart is shattered. This is her lowest point. This is a false defeat. Wow. I mean, this is drama. What's the one word that describes Gilbert's action right here? Betrayal? Stupidity? Fear? Drop it in the comments. He's so hurt by the idea of being fooled that he can't see the real plot twist happening right in front of him. He can't see that his fiancée is the real manipulator. He's so afraid of being the fool that he becomes the biggest one of all. With Kathryn gone, the library is just a building again. Gilbert Roberson, colder and more ruthless than ever, turns to his legal team. She's gone. The Guardian is a fraud. The charter is void. Get the demolition permits. I want this building and this entire life-changing nightmare turned to dust by morning. His destiny and his bloodline's true purpose seem lost forever. It's over, just like that. With Kathryn Perkins in a jail cell, branded a manipulative fraud, her legal standing as secret guardian evaporates. The ancient charter is dismissed as part of her long con. There's no one left to protect the Roberson bloodline. There's no one left to stand in the way. Gilbert Roberson, fueled by a cold fury and the todioso whispers of his fiancée, fast-tracks the demolition. The city, seeing the billionaire as a victim of a shocking scam, signs the permits overnight. The drama is over. The rich man has won. The sun rises on a cold, gray morning, and with it, the machines arrive. Heavy, yellow bulldozers and a towering crane with a massive wrecking ball. They surround the library, a ring of steel predators ready to tear the past apart. The librarian is gone. Hope is gone. This is it. The veil de monotonia is broken. This is the moment where you think the story is over. It feels like a life-changing defeat. The family's secret. The true one, the heart-touching legacy of philanthropy and redemption, is about to be buried under tons of rubble. Kathryn's honor is destroyed. She's not just humiliated, she's been erased. Her destiny as a guardian has failed. Inside his sterile penthouse, Gilbert Roberson avoids a window. He doesn't want to watch. He just wants it done. He pours a drink, his hand shaking slightly. He won. He got what he wanted. The deal is back on. He should be celebrating. But he feels empty. He feels sick. This victory feels exactly like a loss. The emotional toll of his decision is catching up with him. He's haunted by her face. Not the defiant librarian, but the broken woman in handcuffs. The shocking surprise in her eyes. It didn't look like the face of a caught thief. It looked like true love being betrayed. Wait, love? Where did that come from? The thought shakes him. This was never a romance, but the emotional connection. It was real, and he destroyed it. Meanwhile, the wrecking ball swings back. The engine roars. The crew gets the signal. The first blow is about to strike the ivy-covered brick. This is the end of the Roberson bloodline. The real one. This is the end of Kathryn Perkins. It seems that true love, honor, and destiny are just words in the old books she used to protect. There's no surprise hero coming. This is the ultimate low point. The plot twist was a dead end. The secret identity was a lie. The billionaire is a fool, and the librarian is in jail. All that's left is the dust. It feels final. It seems nothing can stop the demolition. The legacy is lost. But is it? In his penthouse, Gilbert is staring at the one thing the police didn't take. The one thing Kathryn left behind in that hidden room. His ancestors' journal. He's been avoiding it. It's a symbol of his own stupidity. But now, with the sound of the engines faintly roaring in the distance, he can't look away. He's drawn to it one last time. He picks it up. The billionaire holds a heavy journal, his hands trembling. He told himself it was all a lie, a prop in Kathryn's drama. But it feels real. He opens it, not knowing what he's looking for. He just needs to see. He reads the heart-touching words of his ancestor again, the story of the family tragedy, the family secret, the oath given to the secret guardian. He reads about Theodore's wife. And the locket, his ancestor writes about it, about how his wife never took it off, how it was buried with her. Wait, Gilbert freezes. He reads the line again. It was her dearest possession. I laid it upon her heart, and it was buried with her in the family crypt. Buried. The locket was buried. It was never in the hidden room. What a plot twist. His blood runs cold. If the real locket is in the crypt, what was the one Cynthia found in Kathryn's bag? He races to his safe. He pulls out his own mother's jewelry box. He remembers Cynthia admiring his mother's locket, one that was almost identical. A family copy made a generation later. He opens the box, and the space where that locket should be is empty. Oh, my God. It wasn't Kathryn. It was Cynthia. She planted his mother's locket. She framed her. The shocking realization hits him like a physical blow. The librarian was telling the truth. The secret identity was real. The oath was real. And he had her arrested. He humiliated her. He believed the lie. But that's not all. As his hands shake, a small, folded piece of paper falls from the journal's spine. It's not old. It's new. It's a note in Kathryn's handwriting. He must have missed it. It's not a love story. Note, it's a warning. Gilbert, it reads, "If you're reading this, I am in trouble. She is the one you must not trust. The bloodline is in danger from her." Look at the last page. His heart is hammering. He flips to the very last page of the journal. A page he'd never read, as it was stuck to the cover. Kathryn must have found it. It's a final entry from Theodore, a shocking addendum. "I fear future heir will be. Like her," he describes a woman who tried to manipulate his other son, a woman cold as marble, obsessed with wealth, who faked a kindness to steal the family's soul. He describes Cynthia. The billionaire reads a description of a gold-digging manipulator written over a century ago, and it's a perfect, life-changing portrait of the woman he was about to marry. The family's secret wasn't just about the redemption. It was a warning. Kathryn Perkins was not just a secret guardian of the legacy. She was a guardian from his fiancée. The surprise is devastating. He knows everything. Cynthia's entire scheme is exposed. Kathryn is innocent, and the wrecking ball is outside. The drama isn't over. It's a race against time. Gilbert Roberson, the rich man, has to fix this. This is his destiny. This is his one tiny chance at redemption. Gilbert Roberson moves. He doesn't just walk, he sprints. He's out of his penthouse, jamming the elevator button, shouting for his driver. He's a man possessed. All that billionaire cynicism, gone, replaced by a raw, emotional panic. He's not the rich man anymore. He's just a man who made a terrible mistake. He's the man who betrayed his secret guardian. He humiliated the only person who ever told him the truth. He jumps into his car, screaming at his driver to go. Go, go. They tear through the city streets. Gilbert on his phone, calling his lawyer, calling the police commissioner, calling anyone who will listen. Stop the demolition. It's a mistake. She's innocent. He roars. He has the journal in his hand, the note, the realization. This shocking plot twist is his only defense. They round the corner to the library, and his heart stops. The crane is in position. The giant wrecking ball is swinging, high in the air, arcing toward the main wall. It's happening. No, he bellows. He leaps from the still-moving car, stumbling, rolling, but getting to his feet. He runs past the barricades, waving his arms like a madman. Stop! Stop the demolition. Stop! The crew sees him. The foreman, annoyed, signals a halt. The ball stops, inches from the brickwork. A heart-touching, terrifying surprise. Gilbert, panting, his expensive suit ruined, leans against the wall of the building he tried to destroy. He looks broken. He looks human. The police, a new set, arrive, summoned by his frantic calls. Cynthia, who was there to watch her triumph, rushes over, her face a mass of confusion. Gilbert, darling, what's wrong? She asks. Get back. They're about to, it was you, he says, his voice flat, dead. He holds up the journal. He holds up the empty space in his mother's jewelry box he brought. The locket. It was you. You framed her. The drama is public. The workers, the police. Everyone is watching. Cynthia's face goes white. The plot twist is now on her. I don't know what you're talking about, she stammers. But Gilbert is already giving the journal to the police. He's showing them the entry. He's explaining the buried locket, the stolen copy. She's a fraud, he says, pointing at his fiancée. She framed an innocent woman to hide her own greed. She is the one who should be arrested. It's a life-changing moment of public redemption. The evidence is overwhelming. The shocking truth is out. Cynthia, trapped, cornered, her secret identity as a manipulator exposed, completely loses it. She starts screaming, denying, but it's too late. The billionaire, no, Gilbert Roberson, has chosen. He's chosen a librarian. He's chosen his bloodline. He presents the evidence, and the police, realizing the massive mistake, put Cynthia in handcuffs. Kathryn's name is cleared, just like that. But it's not over. He stopped the demolition. He got the redemption for her name. But Kathryn, he has to see Kathryn. He has to. God, what can he even say? He, the billionaire, has never felt so poor. He's saved the building, but he's not sure if he can save them. They release Kathryn Perkins from a holding cell. She steps out, shadows under her eyes, her quiet strength. Bruised. She's free, but she's not. She's still humiliated, still broken by the betrayal. And the first person she sees, waiting for her in the sterile hallway of the police station, is Gilbert Roberson. He looks terrible. He hasn't slept. His suit is still torn. He looks like the one who's been in a cell. The emotional tension is so thick you could cut it. She just looks at him, her heart empty. She has no more drama left, no more fight. Gilbert, she says, her voice a whisper. He takes a step toward her, and she flinches. That flinch, it guts him. It's worse than the wrecking ball. He, the billionaire, the rich man, calls that. He broke the strongest person had ever met. Kathryn, His voice breaks. He breaks. Right there in the police station. I'm sorry. It's not a billionaire's apology. It's a man's. I'm so sorry. I didn't believe you. I believed her. I was a fool. I broke everything. He's begging. He's not asking for romance. He's not asking for a love story. He's begging for anything, for a sign that he didn't destroy her soul. Kathryn searches his eyes. She sees the shocking truth. The arrogance is gone. The cynicism is gone. All that's left is a deep, heart-touching remorse. She sees redemption. It's the beginning of it. Anyway, she knows, in her role as secret guardian, that this is the moment. This is the destiny of the Roberson bloodline. Not the arrest, not the demolition. This, the breaking, and the rebuilding. She doesn't say, I forgive you. It's too soon for that. The true love for her bloodline, his bloodline, makes her nod. You stopped them, she says. You. Read the journal. I read it all. He whispers. I finally understand. Your family. You're not just the secret guardian of the building. You're the guardian of our conscience. It's a life-changing admission. She gives him a small, sad smile. You don't understand all of it, she says. Not yet. There's one last family secret. She leads him back to the library, back to the hidden room, the journal, the tragedy. That's the why, she says, standing before the portrait of Theodore. But it's not the what. He's confused. What do you mean? Kathryn moves to the center of the room. She kneels, pushes aside a worn rug, and presses her hand to a specific floorboard. Another plot twist. There's a click and a section of the floor sinks away, revealing a dark, cast-iron spiral staircase. The true purpose of the Roberson bloodline, she says, isn't in a book. It's down there, in the vault. She looks at him, her eyes testing him. The journal told you why we protect the bloodline. Now, you'll see what we protect. She's leading him to the final secret. The billionaire. No, the man. Takes a deep breath and follows the librarian into the darkness. His redemption is down those stairs. The air is cool and still as they descend. Gilbert Roberson follows Kathryn Perkins down the spiral stairs, his heart pounding. He's a billionaire who has seen inside bank vaults holding billions. He's expecting gold-bearer bonds, priceless art. He's expecting the source of the Roberson fortune. But that's not what the secret guardian is protecting. They reach the bottom. Kathryn lights a lamp. It's not a vault. It's a vast, cavernous room, more like a command center. The walls are lined not with gold, but with maps, ledgers, and file cabinets. It looks like the headquarters of an intelligence agency. What? What is this? Gilbert whispers, his voice echoing. This, Kathryn says, is the Roberson Bloodline Trust. This is your family secret. She pulls out a ledger. Your family. They're not just rich, Gilbert. They've been secretly funding global philanthropy for 5 generations. She gestures to the maps. This is a network of hospitals in Africa. This is a chain of orphanages in South America. This is a clean water initiative across Asia. It's a shocking global operation of immense scale, all run from a basement beneath a librarian. The Roberson bloodline. It isn't about money, Kathryn explains, her voice filled with the emotional weight of her destiny. It's a sacred duty, a heart-touching promise of philanthropy. Your billionaire status, your company. That's just the engine, Gilbert, the public face. This is a purpose. This is the life-changing truth. His bloodline wasn't about acquiring wealth, it was about giving it away. In secret, Gilbert is reeling. He stumbles back. But why? Why the secret identity? Why all the drama? Kathryn looks at him with that sad, wise smile. To protect it, Gilbert, from you. Oof! What a plot twist. Theodore knew that one day, an heir would be born who only saw the engine, who only cared about the money. A rich man who would sell the purpose for more profit. He feared an heir who was greedy. She continues, cynical. Like me, Gilbert finishes, his voice thick with shame. Yes, Kathryn says softly. My family, the secret guardians, we were appointed to protect the fortune from the heirs, to test them, to wait for one who was worthy of this truth, to wait for one who could see past the balance sheet and understand the true love of this redemption. He finally understands. He, Gilbert Roberson, was the villain of his own bloodline. He was the greedy heir his ancestor feared. He was the one Kathryn was protecting the world from. She wasn't standing in his way. He was standing in his own. This surprise is the final piece. His entire life, his billionaire ego, his whole identity. It's all been a lie. You've been running this? He asks, awestruck. This entire global thing? From a librarian's salary? Kathryn shakes her head. The trust pays my salary. A librarian's salary. It's part of the test. To ensure the guardian never becomes corrupt, either. We live simply, we serve simply. She turns to him. And now, the secret guardian has failed because the heir, you, tried to destroy it all. Gilbert, he doesn't speak. He just stands in that vault. The shocking, life-changing truth of his bloodline washing over him. He's not the billionaire king he thought he was. He's the prodigal son who almost burned down his father's house. He looks at Kathryn Perkins, the secret guardian, the woman he humiliated, the woman who's been shouldering this heart-touching global responsibility. Alone, he's filled with profound, overwhelming sense of redemption. He knows exactly what he has to do. This isn't just a plot twist, it's his destiny. The next morning, Gilbert Roberson calls a press conference. The media gathers, expecting him to announce the new demolition date. His fiancée, Cynthia, now out on bail, is there, looking smug, assuming he'll fix her legal drama. Gilbert steps up to the podium. He looks calm. He's not the rich man they know. Good morning, he begins. I have 2 announcements. He looks right at Cynthia. First, Cynthia, you're fired. As my fiancée, as a board member, as everything. Security, please escort this. Manipulative fraud. Out of my building. And yes, I will be testifying against you. The surprise on her face is epic. The drama. Second, he turns to the shock reporters. Effective immediately, I am signing over controlling interest of Roberson Industries, its entire engine, to the Roberson Bloodline Trust. Chaos. Reporters are shouting. This is insane. He's giving away his billionaire status. This company, he continues, his voice clear, will no longer serve profit. It will serve its true purpose, philanthropy, a family's secret eye. Tragically, only just learned. The trust, he says, will be managed by the only person who ever understood its true purpose, its rightful secret guardian. And then he does the most shocking thing of all. He turns to Kathryn Perkins, who is standing at the back of the room. He walks away from the podium through the crowd and stops in front of her. The cameras are all on them. He doesn't have his billionaire armor. He's just Gilbert. Kathryn, he says, his voice emotional and raw. I've been a rich man my whole life, and I've been a fool. I've been nothing. You are the Roberson legacy. You're the heart-touching truth. He's crying. The billionaire is crying in front of the world. I don't deserve redemption. He says, I don't deserve you, but am begging you, am giving you my fortune, my company, my bloodline. It's all yours. He takes her hand. But please, just teach me how to be a good man. Teach me how to be worthy. And there, in front of the flashing cameras, the love story, the real love story, finally begins. This isn't just a romance. It's a life-changing redemption. He's not asking for her hand in marriage. He's asking her, the librarian, to teach him how to have a soul. This is his true love. This is his destiny. The plot twist is complete. The rich man gives up everything to find everything. And the secret guardian, Kathryn Perkins, after a long, tearful moment, finally nods. She smiles, a real smile, because her true job as guardian wasn't just to protect the bloodline, it was to save it. And she just had. This is the true beginning. A billionaire who wants to be a librarian, a guardian who has found her heir, and a family secret that is, at last, safe. What a surprise. What a heart-touching, emotional, life-changing story. What a life-changing story. It just proves that true strength isn't loud, it's quiet. True love isn't about possession, it's about redemption. And a person's worth is never, ever defined by their job title or their bank account. If you, too, believe that integrity is a superpower and that kindness is the real legacy, then you've found your place. This channel is for you. Subscribe and join our community of people who look for the heart-touching stories beneath the surface. Now, let's do 3 things. Like this video as a sign of respect for Kathryn Perkins' unbreakable honor. Comment with the exact moment you realized Cynthia was the villain. What was a shocking clue for you? Share this story with one person you know who needs to be reminded that destiny and goodness will always win. And while you wait for our next story, know that our channel is a vault of emotional journeys just like this one. Explore our older videos and discover the other heart-touching tales you might have missed. Finally, to make sure you never miss any of the incredible stories we're going to tell, activate that notification bell. You won't want to be left out of the next plot twist.